skirting that and sort of like making your rounds to it, and I've sort of just been waiting for you to just declare that, because what I'm hearing is we are perpetuating a corporate soulish like imitation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Corporately, yeah.
And we've just sort of accepted this culture, church culture. And what I'm hearing is, and what I've been wrestling with through this conversation is, okay, is this a reworking? Is this a modifying? Is this a tweaking? Is this a But what I'm hearing is, and what I've been wrestling with is, no, it doesn't sound like that at all. It sounds like a complete reconstruction,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I've been kind of quiet, because I'm just like trying to process, like, what does this look like, and
Right.
Now, can I ask for a point of clarification? When you say in the church, are you talking about our liturgy or just we as a people?
I'm talking about we as the Western, and maybe even in other parts of the world, church model that we've come to accept, right? Where the distinction I'm hearing is, in most churches now you have the point person, right? Kind of like pastor, pulpit minister, what have you.
So it's not the liturgy you're talking about. It's more of
It's
just
just church, the way we do church and are the church. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like point person and then the mass. You know what I mean? And if what we're contending for is people to become the unique expression through finding their voice and finding their place of relevant contribution, plus also becoming whole, right? That's never going to happen in a large corporate mass setting, right?
Right.
That's never going to happen with one person addressing the masses, and albeit we have smaller circles too, but I don't even think that's where it's gonna happen. I mean, I think ultimately we're talking about one-on-one intentional discipleship type situations, right? Where correct me if I'm miscommunicating this, but where our leaders and pastors also carry that vision and that
Absolutely.
heart, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And aren't trying to raise people unto themselves or unto our group or unto our agenda, but unto who you are, your unique expression.
Yeah.
And the more I'm hearing that, the more I'm thinking that cannot happen, even in a small group setting. I mean, that only happens in a intimate,
Kind of one-on-one
type
like a family.
setting. Yeah.
But I
Exactly.
would think in a small group setting, what happens is there will rise up, like with the 12 disciples, there will rise up the three, Peter, James, and John.
Yeah.
But you don't need to exclude the others, because the others may be late bloomers, maybe just not at that right season, because once Acts came, they all, came on board. And so I think, me personally, I'm thinking you could do it in a small group context, but within that context, there will be those that draw, like Sharon and I were in a bigger Bible study, but Sharon and I grew closer together, just because of her hunger, her desire,
The challenge, I think, is that it's a replica of this bigger setting. Our small group settings are basically a mini of this big
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
that
and
basically
maybe
lays those values
maybe the
down.
settings and the spheres, can work, but it is the intention, right?
Right.
It's the point of the leader or the point person knowing
Yeah.
ultimately what
Right.
they're there to
I was going
contend
to say
for.
the leader is
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
The leader have to understand the vision
Right.
of
Yeah.
where we're going,
Right.
Right.
what needs to happen.
Yeah.
So even the goals, you brought up a great question where you ask what we're goaling for. That rises that question. So what is the end goal? What is it that are we looking at numbers? Are we looking at people that say yes, I'm coming, I'm going to heaven? I say yes, or are we really looking at the depth of the relationship? How what are we seeking? What is that end result that we're seeking?
Yeah.
Because otherwise we
And
can.
really, and really the
be-
person rising up to become what it is that God is intending for that person. It's really parenting. I mean, understood, the way God probably
Yeah, it
intended
is.
parenting.
Yeah. It's the leader who carries the father heart as a man or woman of the
Yeah.
father heart,
Yeah.
right? To see the children,
Right. But to see the child grow up and
Yeah.
and actually step into
Yeah.
his assignment, his appointed destiny,
Yeah.
you know, of course, not just in terms of like what he's to do, but who he is to become,
Right.
and then his relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the form doesn't need to change completely, but for us to assess why we do some of what we do.
And honestly, I think as we assess and as we change, the form will change.
Yeah,
I think it has to
that's-
change.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but when she said deconstruct,
Right,
I know
right.
she was talking about an individual, but
Yeah.
the sense that I got was that it's a deconstruction of our hearts, to
Our
reconnect
forms will
the
need to serve a
overall,
function.
to adjust,
Right.
Yeah.
And right now, our forms are serving certain functions.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need certain things done. We need to have Tuesday night worship practice. We, you know, I mean, we need staff meetings on Tuesday. There's a, you know, and then, but with this understanding now that we see we are actually going after a different function now, or perhaps a more complete function, there'll be a new form, that will, a new wineskin.
Yeah, the culture shift of that, the value of what we do.